We've got news on the M&A front this morning. Former Verifone CEO Doug Bergeron's new fund is hoping to make strides in the risk and compliance space, and he joins us now on set. He's the founder and CEO of financial technology firm Opus Global Holdings. He's also executive chairman of the risk management firm Hyperos. Good to have you on.
Good morning.
You're doing a deal today.
We are.
Which is?
Hyperos is the leader in third-party oversight or third-party management, which is a really interesting business. Because
and what's the deal you're doing today? Let's get to the headline. Okay.
Hyperos.
Yeah.
No, we just acquired them, lock, stock, and barrel. They do business with the who's who of the Fortune 500, and they allow the Fortune 500 to have better oversight, improved oversight over their third parties. And if you look at companies like Goldman Sachs or Microsoft, they have 20 or 30,000 third parties that do their core business for them.
Interesting.
And so it's compliance, risk compliance based on those third parties, because you don't actually run those businesses,
right.
And yet they bring risk to you because you're doing business with them.
It's a confluence of two things. Number one, American corporations have outsourced almost everything but their core competencies to third parties. But the regulatory environment says you're responsible for that.
Right.
And if they don't do what we say you should do, we're going to fine you or put you in jail. And so it's the ability to model and see what your third parties are doing.
I got a little bit depressed reading about your company because
I got excited reading about these
risk
clients.
Compliance?
No, just read Hyperos?
Hyperos.
Already, these are Aetna, Alcoa, Aon, AstraZeneca, Charles Schwab, Kraft, Mondelez, Microsoft. All these people, all those companies currently do business with Hyperos for some of the getting outsourced some of their
And these
stuff.
are million-dollar contracts. These are not trivial relationships. Hyperos is, and for a number of other companies that haven't allowed us to use their name, is managing all of their third-party oversight for them.
Was Opus anything before? I mean, you put it together recently, and you were at Verifone. So was it like a shell backed by private equity to acquire things like Hyperos and build something new? Is that what's going on?
It was a management startup backed by GTCR, $4 billion fund in Chicago, and myself.
And you.
And we've been looking for hot, fast-growing risk and compliance assets for the last 9 months. This is the creme de la creme of this particular area.
Someday I would like to start a firm where me, with my money and a private equity firm, we decide to do something. So you and this private, with your money and their money, you decided to do that.
Yeah.
But do you dream of like an Elizabeth Warren presidency? Because then you get more compliance and more compliance.
Is that what
and
you
then
mean by
all
compliance?
these companies spend money on compliance.
Honestly, the concept of an Elizabeth Warren presidency makes me a little bit ill. But no, I think we are living in a world where compliance is increasing, not decreasing.
Because regulations are increasing.
And fines are increasing, and penalties are increasing. And we're living in a big brother society. But it's tough to live in a big brother society as a corporation when you've outsourced everything. So this is this convergence of these two events. The fact that, Big Brother is watching everything you're doing, but what you're doing is being done by others, and you're responsible for it.
How much do you have left to buy other things, or is this going to be your main asset at Opus?
No, we've deployed $500 million of the capital. We haven't spent it all on this thing, so we've got several hundred million left.
Are there other companies that you want to buy?
The interesting thing about risk and compliance is most of the interest of the new companies are smaller. They're just gaining traction. They're under $100 million in revenue because most of the requirements are new. Dodd-Frank is only 5 years old. A lot of
you do dream of an Elizabeth Warren presidency, and there'll be even more things to comply with.
I dream of creating a great broad-shouldered business that helps corporations solve for and protect against a lot of these risk and compliance issues.
Let me ask you to put your Verifone hat on real quick once again. Between Facebook, Apple, Google, Twitter, who has the biggest chance of making the biggest dent from a mobile payment standpoint among those companies?
Apple has the largest number of users signed up with credit card numbers. However, to predict what Apple's going to do from the outside is absolutely impossible because they're so obsessed with privacy and keeping things to themselves. But I think Apple, perhaps Facebook. I don't think Twitter.
Dealing with compliance and regulations is different than writing them and enabling them. I mean, that's like blaming a firm that does your tax work, blaming them for the taxes or something. The poor guy, he said he feels ill at the prospect, and you keep coming back with you love and Elizabeth.
I'm hammering the fact
how
that
many people say I would feel ill?
A compliance company can get so huge.
He gave you such an honest answer. I wouldn't even say that.
And here's the thing, is risk really going to go down? Come on. It doesn't go down. The compliance goes up, but the risk doesn't go down. But that's okay. I hope you make lots of money doing it.
I thought it was weird the other day when the president said, I need to rein in financial firms. Didn't we? What was Dodd-Frank?
Did you beat the daylights out of him already?
We need. Did you hear that the other day?
I hear lots of stuff out of Washington that just makes me turn
Poor
away.
guy, he came for a discussion on M&A.
I think it's cool. I just think it's cool to be able to. Yeah, you know, me and this private equity firm decided to do this.
Put our millions together.
Yeah, exactly. We could go together.
We celebrate your success. We do.
Thank you.
We could go pitch in and buy a hoagie together and split it today.
Doug Bergeron. Thank you.
You like meatball pong?
Love it.
So do I. All right, let's do that.
We're in.
Man, you guys are tough at 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm telling you.
We're hungry.